Hey guys, welcome back to episode 5 of the Nutrition and Sports Supplement series, where this time I'll be talking about protein. As always, I want to put out the disclaimer that I don't encourage the use of supplements for everyone, but they can be helpful in some situations. This might be the most common nutrition and sports supplement used, and definitely one of the most popular. It might also be one of the most necessary supplements, again, depending on your diet and nutrition and fitness goals. We can even trace it to its origins coming from the Greek word prota, which means of first importance. We can argue which is more important between protein and carbs and fat in terms of muscle building and recovery, because there are cases to be made for each. But the fact is that protein makes up substances in the body that account for 50% of its dry weight. If you watch the video on amino acids, you might remember that protein is formed when smaller amino acids join together, so you can see how these nutrients work together to give our bodies what we need to properly function. The recommended daily intake of protein has been suggested in ranges from 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight for daily maintenance, all the way up to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight for very active athletes. For reference, 1 kilogram is equal to approximately 2.2 pounds. So, for example, a 200-pound college athlete is recommended to consume about 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, or 163.6 grams of protein per day. There are cases where an athlete might need to gain muscle and lose fat, and should then increase their protein intake. This is where overall nutrition is taken into account, because the athlete would need to consume between 1.8 and 2.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, while also reducing their total overall calorie intake by about 500 calories per day. There are a number of factors that go into individualizing nutrition plans, so I would recommend talking to a dietitian or a sports nutritionist about your individual needs. As I've mentioned, repeatedly throughout this series, the best source of nutrients is going to come from whole food sources. For example, 1 8-ounce chicken breast can contain up to 43 grams of protein. A large egg and 1 ounce of almonds each have about 6 grams of protein. You can also get about 20 grams of protein or more from foods like a small turkey breast or salmon, or even a cup of cottage cheese. If you do choose to go with the protein supplement, it is important to know what kinds of protein are available and what to look for. Now, when you walk into a store or if you're searching online, it can get confusing with all the different forms of protein. You might find as many as 5 different kinds of protein to choose from, like whey concentrate, which is a liquid part of the milk that separates during cheese production. Whey concentrate is about 70 to 80% protein and contains a little bit of fat. Whey isolate is processed a little further and contains about 90% protein with less lactose and fat than whey concentrate. Whey hydrolysate is taken a step further and is processed for slightly faster absorption. You can go the other route with casein, which is a much slower digesting protein, so in that sense, it would be a good one to take before bed so that you can take advantage while you're resting. Or you might find blends, which combine all of those and sometimes include egg protein. Now, if you follow a plant-based diet, you can even find plant protein, which is usually made from pea protein, quinoa, spinach, or grains. Now, with plant-based proteins, you should know that they're considered incomplete proteins, and you should find multiple plant protein sources to fulfill your needs. As for supplements and labeling, you'll typically find that most protein powders contain between 20 and 30 grams per serving, but I want you to pay attention to the scoop size. If the serving size or scoop is 40 grams, for example, and only offers 27 grams of protein, be careful to see what else is included in your protein mix, whether you're getting extra fat or carbs or other fillers. Also, unless your goal is to gain weight, be sure to keep the protein content high compared to fat and carbohydrates as far as what is in your protein supplement. In that case, you'll want to stick to whey isolate or even hydrolyzed protein. Again, use supplements for what they are, which is in addition to your diet. Make sure to first get your protein from natural food sources, and if you need to, use supplements as a secondary source. I hope this info helped explain a little more about protein and protein supplements and what to look for if your diet needs an extra boost. Until next time, stay strong and stay well.